So I started running when I was about 12, 13 years old. I'd always been a really sporty kid, so I literally threw myself into any sport going, but it wasn't until, around 12 or 13 that I actually just ran for purely running's sake. My parents kind of just installed in me that if you want something, go for it, and if it's what makes me happy and it's what I enjoy and it's what I want to achieve, I'm going to continue to do it until I've taken it as far as I feel I can. So I'm really lucky to be funded and supported by Welsh Athletics. So it kind of all just fell into place. I moved to Cardiff about 2.5 years ago. The course here looked like something I'd really enjoy, and they agreed to give me the flexibility to do it part-time alongside my running.
Jenny Nesbitt is on the sport broadcast programme. She's doing it part-time because she's an elite athlete. She's a scholar here. I can't believe how hard she works every day at training. I can't believe how fast she runs.
I think it's the freedom and the fact that it's something that you put all your energy into. At the end of the day, it's you who kind of gets up, goes for a run and comes back. You get out of running what you put into it, and I really, really like that. My parents split up when I was 10, and my kind of nice little perfect life wasn't so perfect anymore. And at the time, I think just all those different changes really kind of took its toll on me, and it was almost like I didn't know which way to turn or what to do, and I kind of thought that I kind of lost a lot of control. And I think it wasn't until I kind of moved to secondary school that I kind of turned to something that I felt could give me control. And at the time, that was controlling what I ate, controlling how much exercise I did and what my weight was. And those were like 3 things at the time that no one else could kind of dictate. And it was almost like an opportunity for me to be competitive with myself, which looking back is a really messed way to be thinking, and if I could change it now I would, but at the time it was kind of like my only way of coping. No one could really see from the outside how much I was struggling, because I was very good at putting on a persona that kind of showed that I was happy and really enjoying life, and I couldn't see the damage I was doing to myself. I had to battle every single day to, put a fork of food into my mouth, and I wasn't able to run, I wasn't able to do sport, and for me that was a really big thing.
We've only recently learned that she had some real difficulties when she was in her teens. She was struggling with various eating disorders and mental health problems, but sport was the thing that got her out of that. Sport, you could say, saved her life. Running saved her life.
I was really lucky that my parents and my support systems spotted the problem before it got to the point where I wasn't able to walk or my heart was failing. I'm really fortunate that I have a really strong network and people who kind of took it into their own hands to kind of save me. Things started to take a turn for the better probably a year later. I was kind of back at school. I was able to kind of put my trainers back on. I remember a really big day for me was competing for the team at we had like a schools cup, and I was allowed to compete that day. And my mum drove me down to London and we all raced, and I think I came like pretty far down the field, but at the time I didn't care. It was that kind of turning point that I was like, this is what I really love and I want to be able to do it, so I want to see how far I can take this, and I'm going to channel this negative energy I've been channeling into destroying myself into kind of seeing how great I could be as a runner. I think the lowest point in my career had to be around the age of 17. I'd finally kind of got everything straight and things were really looking up, and I was running really, really well. I was, you know, one of the top runners in the country for my age group. I got struck down by an autoimmune disease. It was called Henoch-Schönlein purpura. It wasn't until I was literally on death's door that they kind of realised what was going on and gave me like the appropriate help and made me really, really quite ill, and I wasn't able to run for 2 years. And it was a really, really low point in my life. And at the time, I was so weak and so frail. I think nobody could see me getting back to running. And it was almost like bomb 2 had come and hit me, you know? I'd grown up and I'd struggled and I'd got through it with so much help and support from everybody, and then I was basically back to square one. I kind of, at that point, was like, wow, you can't take life for granted and it can be taken away from you at any moment in time, so I'm gonna do everything I can to achieve all my goals. It took me 2.5 years, and I kind of remember one day getting home from a run and seeing on the news that they were bringing a new race to my hometown in Worcester. And it was going to be a 10k road race, and Paula Radcliffe, who at the time was the current world record holder for the marathon, was going to come and be the key runner there, the star guest, and she was going to do the race. I kind of saw that and I was like, oh wow, that would be incredible to kind of run in the same race as Paula Radcliffe, and it's only like 200 metres from my house, so I really want to do it. And so 2.5 years after I'd been admitted to hospital, I kind of stood on the start line right next to Paula. The gun went and I raced. That's awesome. Keep going. Great. Keep going. Actually beat her on that day, and I ran one of the fastest times as an under 20.
Winning is just amazing. I came here today not expecting anything really. I've never done a 10k before, so I just came out to have a bit of fun because I live so close. Like, I just thought, oh, why not? And I won, and I'm just really happy about it.
Even though I'd been through so much crap, I could still come out the other side and achieve something that, you know, realistically should probably not have happened. And I think, you know, your past doesn't have to define your future.
Nesbitt, congratulations with your 3rd place here in Massa. How do you feel?
I'm really, really happy. I came here not really expecting anything, so to get 3rd, I'm really pleased with it. And yeah, great setup, been really well looked after since we arrived, so it's been really, really good.
Stories today that are seen with eating disorders and running are always shone in a negative light because one kind of feeds the other, and I can totally see that. But I think for me, running was this kind of thing I wanted to reach because I wanted to do well in it, and I knew deep down that to be good at running I had to be healthy, and it was what I kind of woke up thinking and fighting for every single day.
It's been amazing for her to share her story with us recently and with you guys, and that's what we're all about really, is trying to sort of tell these stories, and maybe someone else will see that story who's a teenager who's going through similar problems but can use sport as a way to help them.
You don't want the help and you need it, and I think being brave enough just to ask somebody for a little bit of help is really important, and it can do absolute wonders. You're going to go through really dark days and you're going to struggle, and it's going to be hard and it's going to be unpleasant and uncomfortable. You're not going to be able to get out of the hole you're in, but you will. It'll take a lot of mental toughness, it'll take a little bit of compromise, but it'll be 100% worth it. You can evolve into whoever you want to be, so use that energy you've got in a positive way.